So let's move on to the next question, guys. In this question, we are given a circle inside which a rectangle has been inscribed, right? And we are given obviously that the side AB is greater than the side BC in the rectangle, and the area of the circle to the area of the rectangle, that ratio is given to be pi upon root 3, right? We are also given that angle ODC, which is this, is equals to angle ADE, which is this, right? So these two angles are given to be equal, and we have to find the ratio of AE upon AD. So if you just take 2 minutes and think about this question, uh, it's kind of complex, right? I mean, if you think about it without watching the solution first, probably it's pretty difficult to come up with a solution, right? Try doing it. But let's suppose that we are solving questions over here for the exam point of view, so that we can do it in as less amount of time as possible, right? So as I've told you before also, whenever you see a root 3 in any triangle or any question which involves angle, right? So you should always think of 30, 45, 60 and 90. Probably 30, 60, 90. So whenever you see root 3 in any given question which involves playing around angles, right? So you should always think about 30, 60, 90. Why I'm saying that? Because for example, you can see a root 3 over here, right? And you also see that there are angles involved over here. So you should always think from 30, 60, 90 point of view for the exam perspective, because it will make things very easy and you can solve it very quickly. Otherwise, things can get complex, right? Okay, perfect. So now tell me one thing, guys, right? This is given, this angle is 90, right? This entire angle is 90, right? Okay. And we are given ODC is equals to ADE, and my bad, this angle. So ODC is equals to ADE, right? Perfect. Okay. We know that this angle is 90, this angle is 90, this angle is 90, this angle is 90, right? And we know this angle is equals to this angle. Now tell me one thing. If let's suppose this angle is 90, only this angle, is that possible? No, right? Why? Because we know this entire angle is 90. So obviously this angle cannot be 90, as simple as that. Perfect. Now tell me one thing. Can this angle be 60? If this angle is 60, right? We know this angle is equals to this angle. So this has to be 60 as well. But if this is 60, this is 60, this whole angle will be 120, or actually even more than 120, because this angle is 60, this angle is 60 plus this angle. So the entire thing will be greater than 120. But we know that this entire angle is how much? 90. So obviously 60 is also not possible, right? Perfect. Now tell me one thing. Let's take 45 for example. So if we take 45, right? So this angle is 45. This angle will also be 45. In that case, this angle will have to be 0, right? Because this entire angle is 90. If this is 45, this is 45. So this angle will have to be 0, right? Which is again not possible because the figure is drawn and obviously it's not the case, right? So even 45 and 45 is not possible. Very obvious, right? But let's suppose we take 30, right? So this angle is equals to 30. So this angle will also be 30. So this angle will also be 30, right? So if this is 30, if this is 30, then the sum is what? 60. So this angle can be 30, right? In that case, this angle is equals to this angle 30, satisfied. This angle 30 makes sense, and this complete angle is 90, which is absolutely fine. That means this is one possible case. And why did we take 30, 45, 60, 90? Because I told you before, whenever we see a root 3, right, we always try with these basic angles, right? That is why we tested with all these angles. So this was not possible, this was not possible, this was not possible. This looks good. So that is why we take 30, right? Perfect. Now tell me one thing, guys. Um, this angle is 30, right? And we have to find out AE upon AD, right? So if you see the triangle EAD, if you see this triangle, what is tan 30? Tan 30 will be what? This side upon this side, right? So AE upon AD. This is tan 30, right? Because in any triangle, if this is, let's say, X, this is A, this is B, this is C, right? So what is tan X? Tan X is A upon B, right? What is sin X? Sin X is A upon C, right? And what is cos X? Cos X is B upon C. I hope all of this should be absolutely clear. There should be no doubt in this, right? Okay. So if you see in this triangle, 30 degrees this. So tan 30 will be this upon this, right? So AE upon AD. And what is tan 30? Tan 30 is 1 upon root 3, right? So tan 30 is 1 upon root 3 is equals to AE upon AD. If you don't know the value of tan 30, you should learn it. There is a table of all the values of tan 30, sin 30, cos 45, sin 45, all of this. So you can go and check it out and learn all of those values, right? So tan 30 is 1 upon root 3, which is AE upon AD. And we had to find out what? We had to find out AE upon AD. So this becomes your final answer, which is 1 upon root 3. So I hope this should be clear. So in all such questions, you just don't have to straight away jump and do solving, because in the exam, you are actually not required to sit and solve, because the exam is not meant in such a way. You have to think logically, think the best approach, and then take that. So I hope this should be very clear.